Okay, then let's take a look at this setup here then that we were actually discussing right at the latter end of the daily video. What I did say to you was, when we get the break, and we had the break, we had this particular full body candle right here. If we get the break and we start taking out these highs, then we should be looking for a bull crown setup, and what we will be looking for is a test of the back of the trend line before we go and take off north. Now let's have a look at a little bit more detail than what actually happened. Okay, well, here we have, first of all, let's place our AB swing in here. So we had our A, this was our B. We'd taken out the highs, so let's quick zoom back out again. Let's place in some highs here. This was one of the highs that we took out right here, look. And therefore, if we've taken out that high, what we should be looking for is we should be looking for our left tip. This could potentially be our left tip, and so could this, but also so could this, because this tip here in particular would mean that we would have had a bounce at the back of the trend line. But of course that didn't materialize. If we now just clear that, and let's draw on potential lines of right tip areas, well, we have a potential there, and if we take a look at that now, we've actually found what we would have had. This would have been your left tip. This is in actual fact our right tip. So this was your crown setup. Let me draw the crown setup here. Remember, we've taken out the high, so you've got this area here. This was your center tip. There's your crown setup. You can see this here. This is your left tip. So this was your left tip, center tip, and right tip right there. Okay, now me personally, I would not have taken this trade. In actual fact, I didn't take this trade. Just let's zoom in again and let's have a closer look. We can place our Fibonacci's on here. You know full well that what I generally like to see after I've seen the break and take out a high, I like to see a crown situation. I would have liked to have seen a little bit deeper retrace, possibly to the 618, before we saw the move further north. Okay, I would have preferred to see the 618 bounce, closer test of this particular trend line before I took this, so I wouldn't have taken this. Would equity management have been okay? Well, we'd have been risking 19 pips or so. So let's pull this in a little bit so we can see. We'd have been risking around about 19 pips or so for about 26, so we certainly gave a one-on-one, and it's heading that way now, so certainly would have been a reasonable trade. What would we have been in right now? What would we have had? Well, we'd have had 17, 18 pips here. I would certainly have been able to lock in 10 pips. So you'd have had a decent trade here at the end of the day. It'd have been 10 pips lock-in. You've been able to lock in 10 pips, and it'd been quite a successful trade. So there you go. That's the first trade setup that we've seen on Wednesday, or potential trade setup. You could very well have taken this crown setup. Remember, there's the crown setup. There's the right tip. That was your left tip. Okay, thank you.